This video is about 5 and 10G. No, not this kind of G, that's G-force. They bring it to us like this.
The first thing about 5G is it's an opportunity for transformation.
These technologies will form the world of the future. We cannot afford to be written out of that future.
You have to keep in mind that more or less everything will change.
We as an industry classify 5G as better speeds, lower latency, and the ability to connect with a very large number of devices that are suited for very high-end applications.
Some of the applications that are likely to come from 5G, autonomous driving, developments in the healthcare area, smart cities, manufacturing, energy.
The 4G technology is connecting people. The 5G technology will be connecting objects.
Which makes us think of this stuff.
In order to be able to handle all of this traffic, you require a network that is much more flexible, and that's what 5G will bring.
Unfortunately, it brings up images of this too. But that's okay. No worries.
Just imagine a new scenario where everything's connected. Do we need traffic lights? We don't need traffic lights. You just speak and say, I'm going home. The network knows where your home is. The network knows where all the cars and the traffic is.
With the evolution of 5G, the automotive and telecommunications industries are working to create a connected, cooperative, automated mobility. Connected vehicles are enabling easier, safer and hassle-free road travel, while bringing in-vehicle infotainment to the next level. To improve traffic safety, 5G cellular to everything technology is connecting vehicles to other vehicles, to infrastructure, to vulnerable road users, and to network services across any distance.
What a utopia. Never mind these driverless cars. The important part.
The result of that ends up being reduced energy consumption, reduced carbon footprint.
Yes, the more people die in these driverless cars, the less energy consumption. Your health care and 5G. Not that they're saying you'll be connected somehow. Like Elon Musk's Neuralink. Controlling people or something. Or
for many years, environmental policy relied on educated guesses and hunches. There wasn't really a very strong evidence base. And so this is where I think technology can help us far outpace what we've been doing in the past.
What 5G will open up is this instrumentation and transportation of data that could really take healthcare to a completely new level. Right now, if someone's having a heart attack, there's no way of sensing that. 5G and beyond will allow the early detection well before you even feel the symptoms.
5G is going to underpin the digital economy in many countries. And that's why it's really important that we get these enabling conditions right.
like using it to track people and score them or something. They can go up, down, or even sideways, kind of depending on their actions and beliefs or something.
We have a behavioural issue that we need to address.
So governments need to decide what are the infrastructure elements they should be encouraging investment in.
5G gives us the potential to leapfrog into the next generation of connectivity. And I really hope policymakers, tech entrepreneurs, mobile operators, civil society activists pay real attention to making sure that this era of human history really becomes the generation where we close that gap between the rich and poor parts of the world.
Meaning, of course, more for them and less for you. And where, oh where, could this have come from? Safety concerns.
There's a revolution on the way. It's the 5G revolution. Although some say this will be more like an experiment that will affect billions of people. 5G stands for 5th generation mobile services. The internet will be faster than ever. Downloading a high-definition movie will take mere seconds. By 2025, the European Commission is planning for all urban areas across the continent to have seamless 5G coverage. This will enable a new age in the Internet of Things. Smart driverless cars and smart hospitals, smart fridges, coffee makers, and even baby diapers. But what citizens are not told is that for this to happen, countless new antennas will be added. In our neighborhoods, our workplaces, even in our homes. Are mobile communications dangerous? The scientific community is divided. Some experts maintain they are safe, others have serious concerns. In 2011, the WHO classified electromagnetic fields associated with cell phones as possibly carcinogenic to humans. And studies published in 2018 showed that when rats were exposed to such fields, it increased their risk of certain types of cancer. Even among those who believe the technology is safe, many admit that more studies are needed. And for 5G, there are almost no studies. Telecom companies themselves have noted that electromagnetic signals may pose health risks. So why are the EU Commission and our governments turning a blind eye? They cite guidelines established by transnational scientific bodies. But Investigate Europe has found that these bodies are closed clubs. People with dissenting opinions are not invited in. And a significant number of the scientists involved have received funding from companies with vested interests in the 5G rollout. There is no risk-free society. Other things we consume are also bad for our health, from alcohol to junk food. But if you don't want a hamburger, you can simply avoid hamburgers. With 5G, there is no opt-out.
Let's hear from a health expert.
5G isn't bad for your health. There's a lot of concern because we use the word radiation when we talk about 5G. Radiation that 5G uses is a different wavelength. It's not a wavelength that's called ionizing radiation. It can't disrupt your cells in the way that too much exposure to sunlight can. If you want to stay healthy around radiation, wear sunscreen. The people banning it aren't necessarily connected to the evidence, and their priorities are more reassuring their constituencies.
Science or scientism? Remember, there are no tests. Science tests.
If you're not very au fait with the science, it's understandable why you might be scared, but getting to grips with the evidence and knowing that it doesn't harm you is a really important thing here. Big tech companies already spy on us. If you have a mobile phone that you carry around, that's effectively spying on you. If you use Google Maps, if you use Android, even if you use Apple, applications and devices are already tracking you. So 5G isn't going to bring anything additional to that part.
Safe, huh?
This morning, the major airlines are warning of a possible catastrophic aviation crisis beginning tomorrow, when AT&T and Verizon are set to deploy new, faster 5G wireless service. The concern is 5G signals could interfere with radar altimeters, an instrument that tells pilots how far they are from the ground, helping them land in poor visibility. The frequencies being used by 5G are close to the frequency used on some radio altimeters.
Let us be clear. This is unsafe. The manufacturers have said so. Our airlines are saying so. The FAA is saying so. And so are pilot unions.
Other countries have launched similar 5G signals. But in France, the signals are permanently blocked near airports, protecting the final minute and a half of flight as they land. In the U.S., the signals will only be blocked for the next 6 months and for just the final 20 seconds of a landing. Executives from airlines, including American, Delta, United, and Southwest, have written a letter to the Biden administration requesting 5G signals be kept at least 2 miles away from airports or risk catastrophic disruption. They add huge swaths of the country's fleet could be unusable, which could potentially strand tens of thousands of Americans overseas.
We're not going to fly the airplane unless it's safe. We're going to yell from the rooftops that we need to stop this. Take pause. We can get this done.
Verizon and AT&T have not commented on the letter. Earlier this month, they declined a request by the FAA to delay the launch by 2 weeks. The FAA saying in a new statement that the agency continues to work with the aviation industry and wireless companies to try to limit 5G-related flight delays and cancellations.
So it must be safe. And if it is safe, why are they hiding all of these towers? Everywhere. And how long have they been planning this? Or has it already been done before? Alright, so we know about 5G now. What about 10G? 10G is basically the landlock version, the landline version for cable. But the G means gigabits, not generation. They've replaced analog electric meters with digital electric meters for a reason. They're the same, but different. They do the same thing. Show power usage. But with digital, the power company now knows what's in use and where. All part of their plan. God loves you.